don't hear it.
That's my baby. That's my baby.
We're going at it at 110%.
I just want 5 minutes of happiness, please. Just give me 5 minutes.
And they scored. They did it.
Left, beat left.
What the hell was that?
Oh, yeah!
What the fuck are you talking about?
Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes.
Yes. Good evening, everybody. Keps Korner is back after a week hiatus. I took, last Saturday to spend some time with my kids, my family for, Christmas, for the holidays. Hope everybody had a good Christmas. Hope everybody had a New Year. Good New Year's. No one in the chat's got a, DUI. Hopefully. Hope everybody, didn't spend any time in the hooskow because you went out and acted a fool because our Eagles have stunk this year. But we are back, Keps Korner. I am Kep, joined by my boy Tom, as always. Hope you had a good holiday with the fam.
Yeah, it's good time. Weird holidays, but good time.
The Cowboys game did not go the way we had planned. I thought we were gonna beat the crap out of them, but we ended up getting the crap beat out of us because Jalen Hurts decided to lay an egg in the fourth quarter, and been seeing a lot of talk this week that if that was Carson Wentz, we'd won his head. And I'm still stewing 2 weeks ago when you released the information to me that Carson Wentz said he didn't trust the organization. He missed Frank Reich, yada, yada, yada. And I'm standing pat on that. I think Jalen Hurts does look like he's – we'll get into it. We got a lot to cover. We start a little late. Shows are ramping up. A2D Radio on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, Periscope. Tom's holding it down with all these shows. He looks beat up, and before we started the show, he actually beat himself up with his headset. I don't know how it happened, but he did it. So if he's got a little shiner, it's because his headset smacked him in the face. But
my wife's hit me.
But we got a lot to cover. There's been a lot that's going on this week. And there's a lot of talk, and you would think for a team that's not making the playoffs, for a team that has stunk all year, there wouldn't be much talk, but there's a lot to talk about. And this show is brought to you by allcampusoc.com. You find them at 10th and 11th Street, Ocean City Boardwalk, or allcampusoc.com. You can use code A2D or Keps Korner for 15% off hats and apparel. Tom, there's a lot going on, man. There's a lot going on. I heard a lot today. I heard a lot leading up to today. I didn't think we were going to have a lot to talk about. And lo and behold, today there's a lot that's come down. And then all week I've been seeing the injury report. And I'm just going to get right into it. Agree to disagree. We just go out tomorrow and lay a complete egg. So that team from Dallas doesn't make the playoffs, doesn't win the division. I'm going to go to the Walmart because that's the only place I can find anything around here. Because I live in North Carolina, but I can go find Steelers, Cowboys, Redskins, or Panthers gear. It's mostly Panthers, but I can go find one of those other teams, because there's a lot of those fans down here before Carolina came to North Carolina and South Carolina. But anyways, I can probably go find me a Redskins t-shirt. I'm gonna be a Redskins fan tomorrow night. I'm gonna be honest. I want my team to play well. I want to see Jalen Hurts play well. I want to see some of these backups that are going to get a lot of playing time tomorrow because the injury report. Everybody you could think of is on the injury report. Fletcher ain't playing. Miles ain't playing. Apparently, I heard that Wentz isn't even going to dress. That Sudfeld might get some playing time. So, from what I've seen, if we lose tomorrow night, there's a chance that we don't move up in the draft. But there's a chance we could possibly move up to number 3. If all these other teams that now mind you, a lot of these other teams that are essentially playing for draft spots as well are probably going to lose also. So there's a chance we couldn't move at all. And I think right now we're at 8. 6. Okay, so right now we're at 6. So 6 is still a good number. That's a good draft pick. Now, does that mean we're going to draft the right guy? the way that things have been going, and if my 14-year-old son, the man behind the curtain, he's back there saying, Dante Smith, he's 14 years old. Tell me I ain't raised him right.
Smart kid. Smart guy. Smart kid already.
So there he is.
It was that little wide receiver for the Rams, St. Louis Rams, back when McNabb played. I was a little guy. And I remember I called up Howard Eskin and he ripped me. I said, look, we should draft this guy in the 5th round. And he laughed at me. And I think he ended up having like an 8-year career. He sounds like me back there now. Like a little scout at 14. He's got a little feel for the game. Devontae Smith, great name. God,
I'll tell you what, though. You look at Devontae Smith and you're like, ain't no way this kid's playing in the NFL. He looks like if you're like, we're going to get into Madden, right? Like, this is my thing. Madden's my thing. He looks like one of those guys that's standing on the sideline as the real play, like one of the random guys standing on the sideline in Madden. That's what he looks like.
He does.
But
Brady
he did have a heck of a game last night against Notre Dame. So we'll see how the draft goes. But apparently Doug Peterson's coming back. It's already been stated. That's the thing. Dougie P's coming back. I don't mind that. We talked about it in previous weeks that we think he deserves at least one more year. Regarding bringing in guys. Howie looks like Howie's staying. I'm kind of diff. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that. Jim Schwartz apparently is retiring. So maybe that was one of those, hey, if you don't leave on your own, we're going to get you out of here ourselves. So he's like, I'm going to retire. Whatever. I think, to be honest with you, I think he could probably be a head coach in the NFL somewhere. There's going to be some teams that's going to be looking for a head coach. So maybe he might look into that too. I don't know. But Jim Schwartz, RIP Sticks defense, finally, and as much grief as we've given Jim Schwartz, I think, to be honest with you, it's kind of like I'm kind of thinking to myself, he didn't do too bad of a job with what he was given, with all the injuries and all the practice squad players and all. So I don't know if I'm not throwing a party like a lot of people are. Now, last year I probably would have thrown a party, or midway through the year, or after the Titans game, or after all these games that they've given up a lead, then I might have threw a party. I don't know, because who are we bringing in? There's a whole lot to digest, and the season ain't even over yet. Tomorrow night, the season will come to an end when we play Washington. I don't know. How do you feel about watching a 5-10-1 team playing a Redskin, football team in prime time just because the division was on the line? What on earth? Who wants to watch that?
Flat out joke that they're playing on prime time.
There are no other games. There are no other games. I would rather watch a dog and pony show. I would rather watch the Puppy Bowl than watch this game tomorrow night. I mean, it'd be interesting to see how Alex Smith plays. I guess he's coming off a calf injury, and that guy, regardless, better get comeback player of the year.
For sure.
To go where he went through 2 years and he's played well. He actually has played well, and it sucked that it was ultimately the beginning of Dwayne Haskins' demise. I don't know what the hell's wrong with that guy, but and he'll probably still find a job. Somebody will find a spot for him. But the Redskins win, and they win the division. So again, I ask you, agree to disagree. I'm a Redskins fan tomorrow night, because there's no way in hell that I want to hear one single Dallas Cowboys fan boast about winning this division. And I'm on Twitch, and I'm hanging out today during a break at work, because I work from home now. That's why we pushed the start time to this podcast back a little bit, because I work from home now. And I went into a Dallas Cowboys streamer stream, and he was gloating like, "Oh, you better hope we don't win." And you guys, when I'm an Eagles fan tomorrow night, I said, "I do you realize what you're saying? I understand. Like, you want, like, I would rather lose the division than to cheer on. I will never, ever, ever root for that team from Dallas. I don't care. I never, ever. And If my son, he does it, I'll disown him. I'll ground him for life. So I'm a Redskins fan tomorrow night. Go ahead, win the division. I'm going to put this as nicely as possible. Winning the NFC East this year, I mean, even we're not the best division in football anymore. We used to be for a long time, but we're not. This division stinks from top to bottom. You are the least smelling turd in the toilet if you win the division. You're gonna get a home playoff game, and you're gonna get your brakes beat in. You're gonna get your head beat in.
Listen, I don't care who wins the division, right? Like I care less if us losing meant the Cowboys got in. I wouldn't care. I'm at the point right now, for the first time since 2015, that I just want the highest pick possible. And to know I can get top 6 just by losing, I'm guaranteed top 6. And knowing there's always a chance to get to 3, right? And 3 opens up so many possibilities on players.
So many.
And knowing that I am in such need of star ability on this football team that I don't care. Like if me losing if the Cowboys made the playoffs, good for them. Good for all the other teams that can make the playoffs on what we happen. Right now, I'm in the biggest tank mode of my life. I don't give a shit about the NFC East. Do I really want to be a playoff team with 6 wins anyway? Like the winner's going to have, or 7 wins, whatever it's going to be. It's a joke. It's a one and done exit in the playoffs, and it hopefully gets us better. Like Washington got better this year just by the addition of Chase Young, made him that much better.
Oh, he's phenomenal.
That much better, like that much more impactful. Like we need that top 5-6 pick that can help take the organization into a brighter future, right? Because right now it's bleak. And I don't care if that's Devontae Smith, Patrick Surtain, Jamar Chase. I don't care, because all of them guys are impactful guys, in my opinion. So
Kyle Pitts.
I'm just, for the first time in my life, I'm excited. First time in a while, not my life, since 2015, that I'm excited about losing Sunday. We're going to be doing a live reaction show tomorrow night during the game, just because that's what time our show goes on anyway. And I'm going to be cheering for Washington. It's going to be disgusting. People are like, Tom's not a real fan. Oh, yes, I am. Yes, I am, because if we win, you're talking about the 10th pick. There is a drastic difference with the guy who's drafting from 5 to 10. Huge. Now, if you told me I was drafting, I ain't worried. But it's him drafting. If I was making the pick, different story. I'm not. A nerd is, and he needs to be as high as possible, not like literally high. He needs to be as high up in the draft as possible to make the right pick. Simple.
I'm just throwing names out there, Joey, Russ, as far as guys that, Kyle Pitts is legit. He's legit. So, and tomorrow night might be Zach Ertz's last game in an Eagles uniform, and he's gonna have to be traded. So that we'll see what Howie does, how much Howie's gonna have his hands in. Like I'm excited about a top pick, but how excited can we be for a top pick knowing how this front office has drafted for a long time? Like, I understand they bring in John Dorsey, and John Dorsey maybe will have more hands in the draft. So hopefully we take the right guy. Like, let's not pass up on another DK Metcalf. Let's not pass up on another guy that can legit come on this, because this team does have needs. We may not think this team has needs, but this team has needs. We need offensive line. We need linebacker. We need. I'm not even hard pressed to say that we don't need another wide receiver.
Yeah,
and there's guys that can be an impact, that could come in and play right away.
That's the problem. You can draft the wide receiver there if you were good enough in the second round, third round to go get starters in other rounds, right? Like, that's the bigger thing. It's not even about like, okay, you should hit on a top 5 pick, but this team is in such desperate need of talent, to what you just said, right? Like that in the second round, I got to hit on an offensive lineman, or I got to hit on a corner, or I got to hit on the only position I probably don't need to hit on in the first 2 rounds. Are probably not even like looking for
defensive line,
or in the top 3 rounds would probably be tight end, right? Would probably be tight end, because I got Goddard here, So whatever. I'm probably not looking for that in the first 3 rounds. Outside of that, everything's open. That and quarterback. Everything else I'm looking for. So I mean, to me, this team has to have a top 6, 5 pick, whatever it's going to be to change it, and they got to hit on other ones. It's going to be a long off season for them because they really got to reshape a roster.
Let's play a little devil's advocate. Let's play a little what if. Let's play a little, what if we get to 3? And after last night, Justin Fields made his case to be taken over Trevor Lawrence. He made a case. What if? What if Trevor Lawrence is there at 3?
Oh, Lawrence is there at 3?
What if Trevor Lawrence is there at 3?
All right, then we really are a factory. Hey, Trevor. If Trevor dropped to 3, I mean, sign me up then. I don't care that I am drafting a quarterback. I don't give a shit what happened last night. Clemson couldn't stop me or you, Keps, last night. So, oh my God.
They had us in the first quarter. They were like, all right, Clemson. And then all of a sudden, that Bama Ohio State game is going to be good. That's going to be a good game.
You had me smiling because I thought you were going to say Fields. Stop it. And the fact that you were going with Lawrence there, you threw me the curveball. I love the hook, by the way. And oh yeah, I'll draft.
Come on in, sunshine.
They both can get traded.
So let's talk about it. Jalen Hurts has looked okay. He's looked okay. Outside of the fourth quarter against the Cowboys, he's looked okay. He can move around, he can make plays with his feet. He's got a decent ball. He's fairly accurate. He knows how to maneuver the pocket. I'm sorry, I can't get over the fact that Wentz said he doesn't trust the organization, and I've been saying it since I found out about it from you. The hell with him.
Hear this one?
I get him out of here. Get him out.
Orlowski, remember when Orlowski asked me about are you married or whatever? Yep. Being well, just because you bought your wife a ring, you still got to do things to show you love her, right? And he brought that up 3 days ago on ESPN with Marcus Spears and Ryan Clark, and Marcus Spears smoked him for it. What are you talking about? He gave him $100 million. He said, why is it the only position in the NFL that you don't need to compete, where there's no competition, where it's okay, I gave you $100 million, now I got to kiss your ass no matter what you do. So, I mean, to everything you said, why you're upset by it and bothered by it, I don't blame you. It's just, if Hurts would have did a ton for me, or would have completed 60% of his passes at least, I would be all right, I'm really done with Carson. But the fact that he's completing 53% of his passes, which we all know is not going to get it done at this level, that's my concern. And that's why right now I love Jalen Hurts. I think great kid. I'm still concerned about throwing the football, man. And people can tell me all the yards they want he throws for. If you can't throw from inside the pocket enough, you get exposed in this league. And and that's my only concern. And that's why, I would hold on to Wentz, even though I'm mad at him. Make sense?
It makes sense. I see a lot of Russell Wilson in Jalen Hurts. I see a lot of Russell Wilson with just, man, it's such a tough spot. It's such a tough spot because I was so in love with Carson Wentz, and then just the deflating, I don't trust the organization. And God, it's so stuck in my head. That's just the type of fan that I am. You're just spitting in the face of the organization that moved up to draft you, gave up a lot to move up to draft you, gave you the keys, gave you $100 million, put all this trust in you, and you don't trust the organization that put all their trust into you.
I don't care who you draft, man. You give me $100 million.
I do see Russell Wilson. No one liked Russell Wilson. No one liked Russell Wilson when he got drafted. Nobody. And all Russell Wilson has done has been an MVP caliber quarterback since he was given the keys to Seattle.
Yeah,
that's all Russell Wilson's been.
Would we ever have a defense like that or anything like that too? I mean, I agree with the maneuvering and the run around of Russell. He just doesn't have the arm strength of Russell. That's the only difference. Russell's ball zip, zippity doo dah, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the only difference why I can't compare them. Now, can your arm strength get stronger? Sure. Like, you know what I mean? You working out. The guy's a hard worker. So, I mean, I would assume he can get better at anything he wants to get better at in life, because of how much of a worker he is. But if I'm a betting man, right? And if I had to place my money right now on who I would want and who would be better for this organization the next 3 years, I'm still going to run to 11 right now. Even though everything he said is a flat out joke, and he needs to grow up.
Yeah. He needs to be a leader. He needs to be a leader. The dogs are going nuts.
What's up, Nico?
But and we could also, if Trevor Lawrence is there at 3, we could also trade back for a lot of picks. And we're gonna. I guarantee we try and trade Ertz. That relieves some cap stuff. Where the cap situation. How he's gonna have to. We talked about it. How he's gonna have to do some stuff to maneuver the cap. And I think the cap's actually going down. I think next season.
Probably.
So he's gonna have some more maneuvering to do because the team's in cap hell.
That's the only way I'm trading out of that pick. The only way I'm trading, if it's Lawrence, is the only way I'm trading out of that pick is if I had the 3. Is if Lawrence and Fields, one of them is still on the board, and somebody desperately wants them, but I got to stay in the top 10 because then I'm thinking about this way. I can use them picks to put a better roster around on whoever quarterback's going to be my starter, Hurts or Wentz, that they actually have a good roster around them. Because that's what everybody misses in the chats every week or that watches the game every week. It's about the roster around your quarterback too. Right. Like when Aaron Rodgers had shit rosters around them, was Aaron still special? Yeah, but they weren't as good. But when they got a defense and they got a running game, MVP candidate again. That's how it works. It doesn't mean the guy isn't good because you go 8-8. It means because if you don't have a left tackle or a right tackle, you're going to stink. If you don't have a running game, you're going to stink. If you don't have whatever, if you don't have corners you can cover, you're going to stink. The list goes.
There's not a single team in the NFL that's winning. That is winning because they have one special guy.
Yeah.
You know, as good as Patrick Mahomes is, if he didn't have what he has around him, how good would he be? A-Rod, as good as Aaron Rodgers, as good as he is. Drew Brees, like Tom Brady, like all the, like, well, I'm not going to say Tom Brady because I wholeheartedly believe Tom Brady was a system quarterback, but whatever. That's a different conversation for a different day.
I mean use Tom, but 7-9, Kep. That's what I'm going to tell you. Like, when you have a shit roster, I don't care who your quarterback is, you're in 7-9, 8-8 territory. I'm talking about shit rosters. When you have average rosters, then that's where you get to 10-6, 11-5. And when you have elite rosters, okay, then you're talking 13-3, 14-2 talk, right? That's the difference. And nobody out there ever wants to understand that part of football. They're like, yeah, it's all great. You can have a franchise quarterback, but if you don't have a left tackle or a right tackle, or you don't have guards, or guys are all banged up, or your roster's not good enough, etc., guess where you're going to be? You're going to be 7-9 territory. All right, and Carson helped play you into a top 5 pick because he was so bad. All right, but usually you're in 7-9 territory. But this roster was worse because it wasn't a good roster to begin with, and it was an unhealthy roster on top of it.
Yeah, it's been unhealthy for the last 3-4 years. I mean, even the year we won a Super Bowl, we were injured. You know, and it just keeps happening year in and year out. But there's going to be a time when you can't use injuries as an excuse. You're going to have to bring in other guys. You're going to have to bring in guys, you know, and whatever it takes. And if you look at the injury report for tomorrow, nobody wants to play. Nobody wants to play. Nobody wants to suit up for this game tomorrow. Goddard's not playing. Miles Sanders isn't playing. Fletcher Cox isn't playing. TJ Edwards isn't playing. Or Duke Riley isn't playing. Jordan Mailata's out. And by the way, they didn't fine or suspend Jalen Smith for that egregious hit to Mailata that gave him a concussion. By the way, they're always preaching safety, player safety, yada yada yada. They didn't even fine him. But I digress.
Football game last night, they threw out a freaking senior in the biggest game of his life. So I mean, all NFL, NCAA, they both need to grow up.
Yeah, that wasn't targeting. I could understand targeting to the head, but to the back, I mean, I don't know. I don't understand it either. And I understand that guys are bigger, faster, stronger, and they want to preach safety. But I mean, he spun into that hit. You know,
Yeah.
you can't go to make a tackle. And granted, he dropped his head. He didn't. You know, you're taught to keep your head up when you tackle. Whatever. Bang bang plays. You know, you're just trying to make a play. But whatever. But the list of, and I think the only guy out tomorrow for Washington is Thomas Davis, who's like 87 years old, so it doesn't even matter. But somebody's saying there's reports that Washington doesn't even want to win tomorrow. Something like
I know reports on that. I mean, you got a chance to get in. You know, I don't know. Like, I don't know how.
I think Washington has the best chance to win the playoff game. The Giants don't. They don't have a chance to win if they win the division.
No,
The Cowboys don't have a chance to win if they win the division. I think the Redskins are the only ones that have a legit chance that could get that playoff game and maybe possibly win. Like that one year when Seattle was 7-9, I think, and beats New Orleans in their playoff game.
Cowboys had the talent to win too. Essentially, they do.
Andy Dalton.
Like, he doesn't win playoff games. That's his MO. But I mean, they have the talent to. But I really Alex Smith's the best quarterback in this division when he was healthy, and is the perfect fit for a great defense. Like, the perfect fit for a great defense is like Russell Wilson, Alex Smith. Like,
Alex Smith's the prototypical game manager. He's not gonna turn the ball over. He's not gonna make dumb decisions.
And he still moves enough, Cap, where he's good enough. But yeah, you're right. I mean, I don't know how we win this game tomorrow unless Jalen Hurts has a phenomenal game. And if Hurts has a crazy game, then that makes this offseason even crazier. Because I want to ask you a question. After tomorrow, we're gonna have a four game and a quarter sample size of them. And what do you need to say or see to say that guy's my starter next year, or vice versa? Or are you just stuck in the middle and you just don't know, which is totally fine too. That's 90% of us. So I want to know where you stand.
I again, not play aside. I love Carson Wentz. He's got the arm. He's got the head. He just didn't show me the leadership. He didn't show me a leadership trait this year. He didn't. And again, they said he was a bad teammate, and I saw all the stuff about that, and that's not the type of person he is. So, he was saying all the right things and doing all the right things, and I'm telling you, Tom, that whole I don't trust the organization stuff gets me. It really does get me. And he very well may be here next year. He's probably going to be, because they're not going to be able to move that contract. They're not going to be able to, unless Indianapolis unless Frank Reich goes to Indianapolis' owner and GM, and he's like, yo, you get me Carson, I'll bring you a Super Bowl. And Indianapolis is the only team that I think would try and get him. And we might not even get much for Carson because of the contract.
Yeah, it's probably in that mix of a team that might be interested because of Joe Douglas. But I don't know. Now I had something important to add there, and then I lost it. But no, I mean, how do you not trust? Okay, yeah. I don't know if I ever said this one to you. So do we ever think about it from a business side? Like, your franchise quarterback, who you gave $100 million to, gets banged up and gets a concussion in the final game of the season in the playoffs, right? And is out for the whole game. So do we ever think business side of it? They drafted Hurts in the second round as an insurance policy, that we all take out on expensive things all the fucking time, right? Excuse my language, family, but all the time we take out insurance policies on homes, on this, on that, on all these expensive things. It wasn't a first round pick. It was a second round pick. And it was literally a freaking insurance policy. I hate the pick. I don't buy into it in the second round. Do it in the third round. Right? I don't hate the kid. I just hate the spot of the pick. Right? Make sense? So, so do that in the third round. But I was okay with the pick for both of those reasons. I was okay with the pick for the insurance reasons because he couldn't stay healthy, and a value pick. He's a decent quarterback. He was a great college quarterback. Could it translate to the NFL other than arm strength or whatever? I think arm strength is the only thing but again, you can get a stronger arm. So
it was a value thing too. They could trade him if Wentz proved that he could stay healthy, or Wentz proved that he was the man. And I don't think Wentz proved that he was the man. I don't think, regardless of offensive line injuries, regardless of skill position injuries, regardless of anything, Wentz stunk this year. And instead of grabbing himself by the balls and really saying, okay, last year I put the team on my back, why can't I do it this year? You're doing it with essentially almost the same roster on offense.
Yeah, but not the offensive line like this. That's the difference this year.
The offensive line is, and
that's not an excuse. That's just like, I don't know a quarterback that would get hit that many times this year and even still be going.
He was beat up. He was beat up.
I mean, it'd be one thing if like, hey, we seen this act last year, because you're right, we had no wide receivers. But our offensive line and our big pieces were healthy. Brooks and Lane were healthy.
Yeah.
It's huge. It's huge. It's the difference of our whole football team. Healthy Brandon Brooks, healthy Lane Johnson, where we are a borderline playoff team. Sad.
So I'm glad I don't have to make the decision. I'm glad I'm just a fan. I get to sit over here and bitch about every decision, or not bitch about every decision. I'm just glad I get to sit over here, and then I just got to be the prototypical Eagle fan and defend every move. I'm tired of defending horrendous draft picks. I'm tired of defending just how the whole Carson, the everything that has been handled with Carson Wentz, in my opinion, has been done wrong. From him coming back early from the knee injury and then messing up his back, and then even up until this year, it being handled wrong. I don't think they should have benched him. The only reason I think they should have benched him is to keep him from getting seriously hurt, because he was on the verge of getting seriously hurt with how much he was getting banged up, how much he was getting hit. I mean, the amount of QB hits on an Eagles quarterback this year, the amount of sacks, the amount of pressure that, even with Jalen Hurts, and luckily Jalen Hurts is a little bit more mobile, a little bit more athletic. But Jalen Hurts would probably be hurt too. So,
well, I think that's why they went to him, because like they couldn't go to a statue back there because you're going to get killed, and like he led the NFL in most hits taken, most sacks. I mean, you start getting in the, not Derek Carr, what was his brother? David, who got smoked in Houston. I mean, nobody got sacked more in like NFL history than this guy, I feel like. And it ruined them. Because he had never had a chance. Happened his rookie year. So your first taste of the NFL is getting your ass kicked. That's no good. At least Carson's a 5-year vet. He can bounce back from it. Like, it's about trust too. Like, when you know your all pros on your right side aren't playing, and you're down to third stringers, I mean, how are you not a little just locked on the one guy too much? How do you, like, you know what I mean? How do you not hold on to the ball too long sometimes? Like, that's just common 101 quarterback.
And he became gun shy because he knew pressure was coming. He knew he was getting hit. He knew it. And Kevin Pooler in the Facebook chat. I don't want to think about, we could have DK Metcalf on one side and Justin Jefferson on the other. I don't want to think about it. It pisses me off, because we as fans sit over here. We do podcasts. We play video games. We go and work regular jobs, and we see it. How can guys that are paid to make millions of dollars, how can they not see that DK Metcalf is better than JJ Arcega-Whiteside?
Madden showed it to us, and it's in our highlight video that I'll show at the end of the year, like our highlights from 2020 on A2D Radio, and the video's in there of DK going to the house and me and you on the first play against the Eagles, and me and you crying laughing because it's like we can't make it up. And the game said the same thing. Like, all right, buy some guys, and it's like, how can Madden, the fans, the casual fans, how can they all be smarter and could have made a better pick over the last 2 years than this GM? Like, how's that possible? Like, the computer-generated simulation would have made better picks for the Eagles than they made this year.
It's just like, does Howie Roseman not watch college football? Does he not go to pro days? Does he not go to the combine? Like, bro, like, again, I'm not knocking Jalen Reagor, and Jalen Reagor deactivated his Twitter for a little while because I guess he got his feelings hurt because people were talking crap.
He started. He started that crump. He keep his mouth shut. He started attacking Philly fans. He got Crumb of the Day video from me. He blocked me, and now he's blocking everybody who has a difference of opinion than him. And that's soft. All right, soft. Relax, honey. All right, not everything's peaches and cream. It ain't TCU anymore. All right, when you attack Philly fans, all right, I said to be careful. That was why he was my Crumb of the Day. I didn't attack him. I said you better be careful. All right, because you can attack us all day, but you better produce. All right, but if you want to attack and you don't produce, you're going. It gets ruthless around these neck of the woods. So just be careful.
Some people just ain't built to play here. This is not. And he has looked good. He has looked good at times. He can get open. He can catch the ball. But I've said it before. I'm just tired of these slot guys that the only way they can get off man press is if you put them in motion. They can't line up one-on-one and get off man press. And he's one of those guys. He can't get off man press unless you put him in motion. And, he's better. He's a punt returner. He's a good punt returner. He's a good, but he's not. He's a slot guy. He's a slot guy. He's not a 1 or a 2. He's not a guy that can get physical at the line of scrimmage. I think he's a nice little piece, but I would have rather had Justin Jefferson. I would have rather had DK Lamb. And that's just me.
I think his max is Nelson Aguilar. And I think that's his max, right? Like, I think his max is Nelson Aguilar. Like, I'll be honest with people. Like, he doesn't run good routes right now. All right. He's sloppy.
He's a terrible route runner.
That can get better. But Nelly was twitchy from day one. Jalen's not really twitchy. So, like, I don't know. Like, I mean, I think if you had, like, for instance, like if you put a Devontae Smith or Jamar Chase on the outside and you had Jalen Reagor on one side, I think you would have good years. You know what I mean, Kep? Like, I think you would have good years. To your point, I don't think he's ever going to be a 1. I don't rephrase this. Not that I don't think. I know for a goddamn fact he's never going to be a 1, but can he be a really good 2? Can he be Alvin Harper to Michael Irvin? Sure. But that's it. But just remember, there's a guy in Minnesota who is a 1, and you could have went and you could have got Devontae Smith again. You could have 2 1s. Or you could have got college teammates of Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson playing with each other again. So, you can't keep missing.
And it's going to be predicated on the offensive line this year. I think Isaac Seumalo has played a lot better. We get Andre Dillard back. We still don't really know what we have in Andre Dillard, to be honest. We don't know if he's that guy. We don't know. He's been learning from Jason Peters, so hopefully, he comes in next year healthy and he's our, he's one of our bookends on the left side. Lane comes back healthy, stays off the juice, doesn't get suspended, and he's on the right. And then Brandon Brooks is back. Jason Kelsey. Offensive line looks pretty damn good next year if they can stay healthy. Probably one of the best in football, again, if those guys can stay healthy. And then we've got, we've got the quarterback situation. We don't know. Does Carson get back under center next year? And with a healthy offensive line, and then guys, like, there's so much to think about going into the offseason. And I think Doug Peterson's safe, but he has a meeting with Jeffrey Lurie. Probably come Monday. He's going to be right in there Monday morning to talk about what's going to go on for the future of this team when it comes to the draft, free agency, re-signing, whatever. And I hope to God the only thing Howie Roseman is doing is in his damn office on a calculator with the roster and figuring out how the hell he's going to fix the salary cap issues, figure out how he's going to get guys to maybe restructure or trade some guys, trade Zach Ertz. That's some money right there. Trade Zach Ertz for a 3rd round pick. I don't give a damn. Because they haven't talked contract extension to Zach Ertz, so he's not going to be an Eagle next year. And as much as we love Zach Ertz, that's probably, I'd say 99.9% truth is that he plays his last game as an Eagle tomorrow.
Absolutely. Levi. I love you. I coached you. You're my guy. But I'm not Mr. Andre Dillard. But he says, if Andre Dillard gets a single snap over Moata left tackle, I'm good. I'm going to flip my goddamn shit. This is what I'm going to say to you, Levi. The one thing Howie Roseman is pretty good at drafting in the first round are tackles, guards, etc. Like that's sort of his wheelhouse. The only thing he's good at. I love Mr. Rugby. All right, I love Mr. Rugby. But I'm going to put the first round pick out there and see if he can live up to being a first round pick, Levi. Jordan Mailata. If Jordan Mailata is your backup and your Swiss Army knife, your offensive line's in great shape, right? Some guys just don't need to be starters. I love Jordan. He's a hard worker, okay? I'll take Jordan Mailata on my football team all day. But if Jordan Mailata is my starting left tackle, I'm not that confident. Like, I'm confident if Diller goes out and I need Mailata in, I feel good like Vitae, right? It's like the Vitae situation. Swiss Army knife. So I love you. All right. Start listening to me. Okay. And I'm not Andre Diller guy because he cries in the freaking locker room. All right. I get it. I understand it. But the one thing he did well at we're freaking packed 12 crap school we went to.
Washington.
Yeah. I just don't want to say it. He pass blocked well. So we'll see if Mr. Kleenex gets it right. And can stay on the field. But yeah, stop. You stop.
Who I'm interested to watch play tomorrow, and they activate him off the practice squad. Is that the tackle Prince? Wada Hahu or whatever?
Yeah,
however,
he's not playing. Cap, I seen that, but he's not playing.
Oh, he's not playing.
There's some other guy at left tackle. I forget who it is. It's like, man, I mean, if I'm Jalen Hurts, I don't know if I want to suit up.
I thought he played at Auburn, right? He was a tackle for Auburn, right?
Yes.
He was a teammate of Driscoll. He was the other tackle opposite of Driscoll.
Was Driscoll Auburn or was Driscoll Florida?
I thought Prince Tega Wanago or whatever his name is.
Were they teammates? You might be 100% right. Let me look it up. I don't remember what Jake.
Prince was at Auburn. I thought Driscoll was Auburn too.
In 2 seconds. I think he might be. Or he was Florida.
Over under Chase Young sack total? Oh my God.
14.
He might break the single game sack record tomorrow. Driscoll is Auburn. So I thought they activated him off the practice squad and he was playing tomorrow. I was interested to see him play, but
no, it's some jabron, and he'll get smoked.
And then who's right tackle? Matt Pryor. Chase Young's gonna be an animal tomorrow. Absolute animal tomorrow.
Third,
and then Washington will win the division and go to the playoffs.
Fourth left tackle. This is real life. Fourth left tackle. Third right tackle.
I don't think we have it.
Locker room.
It'll be the 15th different starting offensive line tomorrow in 16 games. That's insane. It's insane to think about that.
I'm not showing up.
Like nobody on the team wants to play, and I, some of those guys get together and we're like, if we play tomorrow and we win, there's a good chance the Cowboys win the division and go to the playoffs. You want to play? No. All right, neither do I. They just come up. Like Fletcher's had a neck problem all year long. He's been on the injury report most of the year, and all of a sudden tomorrow he can't play.
Tomorrow's a little much. The organization stepping in. Listen.
Yeah, you don't want to get guys hurt in a meaningless game.
Yeah, they don't want to get money guys hurt in a meaningless game, and they truly do want to lose.
Speaking of that, how about J.J. Watt coming out? Oft-injured J.J. Watt coming out and telling people, if you don't want to be here, if you don't want to play, we get paid X amount of dollars to play a game, and huh? Like the Texans stink, and maybe it was worse than normal. But he came out and ripped his teammates for not playing hard and not wanting to play and play for the fans. And I mean, I like the sentiment, but you're he's one of the faces of the league. I would think, even just not just as a player, but as things he's done off the field and just the type of guy he is. But he's been injured a lot. So
Taylor says, Tom, who do you got? Devontae Smith or Surtain? They're both available. Give me Surtain.
That's
I'm
Patrick Surtain's son, isn't it?
Yeah, and I'm a huge Devontae Smith guy. So I'm just saying I got one corner. I don't have a second at all. Like, I gotta have a good defense too. This all ties into it. And I think Surtain is that good. He's an island guy. We're talking about island time. Island time. And I love pedigree, Taylor. I don't know if that's the right decision. I truly don't. I would lean. I've drafted so many wide receivers. So many, right? So many wide receivers, guys. Do I want to go to the well again if I have a guy like Surtain available? I don't know. And I'm not saying I'm right. You know what I mean? I'm not saying I'm right. I don't know. Ninja is cool. Coaching problem or QB problem? How about both? And like we were just talking about, O-line problem. Big problem. Ray says, what are you saying, Ray? I seen a lot of mock drafts with Farley going before Surtain at quarterback. Yeah, I think that mock drafts are morons. Like, absolute morons. I mean, he didn't even throw his way. He freaking targeted one time in college football, guys. Like, one time. Like,
yeah, Surtain. Yeah, if Surtain's better. I mean, his dad was good. It was a good corner in the league. So the pedigree is you're a guy. You're a pedigree guy.
Kep, he didn't. Kep, you're talking about in college football. You were thrown out one time. That doesn't happen in college football. Everybody takes shots at guys.
Put him opposite Darius Slay.
Well, let's go to the island, Kep. What island we going to?
Yep.
Like, that's when Jim Schwartz would be great because you can play man all day. Now we'll get some jackass in here who wants to freaking play. He wants to play zone.
Maybe they might bring in what's his name from the guy that got canned from Detroit as a D coach. Matt Patricia. I wouldn't doubt it if he comes in here. Oh man, there's just a lot to digest. There's a lot to look forward in the offseason. Thank God the Sixers look as good as they do. They give us something to.
Are you watching it down there since the game's probably on a Charlotte network, right?
Well, no, I watch. I haven't paid. I watch it on some streaming thing. Anyway, I watch it. I haven't paid for a pay-per-view, a football game, nothing in 5 years.
Oh! I forgot. My bad. I forgot who I was talking to.
I mean, I got this streaming. I watch everything on a website, like, and I've got good internet security, so I ain't got to worry about pop-ups and viruses and stuff. So.
Sixers look good. LaMelo Ball looks like he's a ball player, which is cool for Hornets fans. And Michael,
he's definitely better than his brother.
Oh, factual. Yes, AJ would have 0 linebackers. That's not going to end.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you have two corners that can cover. That drastically helps your defensive line and your linebackers. So he has beef with Slay. Who has beef with Slay?
I don't know, Lewis. What are you talking about? Who does? Who's got beef with Slay? Marquis says, now Jim's going, I love Surtain, but I'll take a wide receiver for the sake of the league's dynamics. These top teams are unstoppable. Got to fight fire with fire. But how about fighting fire with guys who can go man?
Yeah, right? you got to bring in guys. You got to bring in guys that can stop those guys. And Dallas has good wide receivers with Lamb and Gallup.
What happens, God forbid,
and Cooper?
What happens, God forbid, Devontae Smith or Jamar Chase? You draft one of them, and they stink. Right? Then you've gone 3 wide receivers in 3 years, 2 firsts and a second, and you might have none to show for it. So to me, like, I know it's not easy saying this, but I mean, it's okay to invest in a corner, especially a guy at this.
Okay, Patricia has beef. Yeah, okay, yeah, that makes sense. That's why Slay is no longer in Detroit.
Oh, okay. Guys, get over that real quick for a paycheck. You know what I mean?
But yeah, I'm the second part of this show. We get into the Madden simulation. I don't do we want to? I mean, I finagled the roster with as many guys as I had to take out of the lineup because of injuries. I think I've got it. It took me a while. I was like putting a 1,000-piece puzzle together, but taking all these guys out of the lineup because of injuries and whatnot. The Eagles roster is in shambles, IRL and on Madden. So I don't know. We're gonna watch guys on this simulation that we ain't watched all year. So, but somebody did say, what's the middle linebacker for us?
Oh, Alex Singleton.
Alex Singleton looks like he's a mainstay. I give that guy some money, and he's on the roster next year and plays linebacker for us.
I call him Singletary. I just called him Alex Singletary.
Get Nathan Gary out of here. Get freaking, Duke Riley's, I think, has played. TJ Edwards has played well, but we got to get. I want a linebacker. I want Davion Taylor's raw, and I think he showed some signs of progressing a little bit, and then he got hurt. So Davion Taylor be back next year. And obviously we've got the defensive line. We'll still have a defensive line next year. Hargrave will still be here. Cox will still be here. Somebody said trade Fletcher Cox. You out of your mind? He's one of the best defensive players in the league. Ain't no way in hell you're trading Fletcher Cox. Derek Barnett will be back. Who's going to be good in this league? He gets the time to play, and that's Josh Sweat. That kid, that dude has looked amazing when he's been on the field.
I like Josh.
Oh, and is he Montez Sweat's brother? Are they related? I think they are, aren't they? And Montez Sweat is a decent DN too. But I think Josh Sweat, given the opportunity elsewhere, which is probably going to happen because he's going to want some money because he has produced. So we're not going to be able to sign him. So he goes somewhere and he's going to be a good player in the league on somewhere where he gets the majority of the snaps, unlike here. Absolutely. But then again, whoever we bring in a defensive coordinator, maybe he's like, hey, that guy, that's Josh Sweat guy. Yeah, I want him. I want him on my football team. Make it happen. Like I got some plans for him. But we could nab Surtain. I think Kayvon Wallace has shown flashes too. Again, new defensive coordinator, new scheme. You never know. As long as we don't go to a 3-4, because we don't have the players for that. Don't bring somebody in that wants to run a 3-4.
Nope. No. I remember tonight though for the sim. I gotta go. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. I know you're gonna fire that up, but for the sim, $50 free A2D merch.
If you get the sim score correctly, we're gonna be on 6 minutes, 6-minute quarters. Now, there's not a lot of points been scored in these simulations, so don't want to go above 20, 21, 24 points. As far as offensive scores go, but the second part of this podcast again is Keps Corner, brought to you by All Campus OC, allcampusoc.com. They're a hat and apparel store on the Ocean City Boardwalk between 10th and 11th Street. You can use code A2D or code Keps Corner for 15% off at allcampusoc.com. For those of you that missed Christmas or didn't get some big Christmas present, head on over there and get some apparel using those two codes. But we're going to get into this simulation. If you get the simulation correct, $50 worth of A2D merch, courtesy of Tom. Let me set this up. I've already got it set up. And we'll talk a little bit in the chat. Again, Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, Twitch. I am a partnered streamer on Twitch. I do have a real job now. I hadn't had a real job for 5 years. I've been a partnered streamer on Twitch for 3 years. Been streaming on Twitch for 5 years. I stream Madden predominantly. I stream every day after I get off work till about midnight, and then any other time. So if you guys want to, I'm gonna post it here in the chat. Right there. If you guys want to check me out over there on Twitch, that's where you can find me at. But we're going to get into the simulation. I'm going to commentate over it. We'll talk in the chat. We'll take questions, comments. Unless you're a Cowboys fan, then shut up. Because we don't want to hear from you. Seth Curry's a good ball player, man. Seth Curry's a good ball player. They did an interview, him talking about growing up playing against his brother. Seth Curry can shoot, man. The Sixers look so good, man. Sixers look so good, but it's early. Who the heck knows by the end of the year what happens with Ben and Embiid and injuries and whatever else. So, but the Sixers look really good, and I'm a Philly 4-for-4 guy. I was born and raised in Reading. Anybody here from Berks County? But I got a lot of family in South Philly, so I spent a lot of summers in South Philly. I moved to North Carolina. I was in the Marine Corps. I was here for a little while when I was in the Marine Corps. Moved back home. I played college baseball after I got out of the Marine Corps. Moved back home for a little while, then moved back down to North Carolina to take a job in 2008. So, and we all know what happened in 2008 when the Phillies won the World Series. So, I'm Philly through and through. Everything. My sons, my oldest son was just under 1 year old when we moved down here. And he's Philly through and through. And then I had another baby who's 4. He's about to be 5 in April. He loves Philadelphia too. So I raise. I'm training them the right way. I'm raising them the right way. My oldest was born in Reading. My baby was born here, but because Daddy loves Philly, he loves Philly too. So. And this is probably I don't know what we're doing after this. There was talks of me doing this with the NBA and NHL. We got hockey action, yo. No, they don't have a choice, AJ. They don't have a choice. Because that's how it's supposed to be. Sounds like child abuse. Again, get your score predictions in. $50 A2D merch. Washington won the toss. They'll receive. But there was talks of me doing this with the NBA and NHL. We get hockey action January 13th, I believe. January 13th. And I think the Flyers and Penguins are slated to do one of the outdoor games. Make it full screen. I can't do that. Tom's going to have to do that. Tom is going to have to do that. I can't make the play screen any bigger. We'll see. And the Flyers aren't going to be too bad either. Not that it matters, but the game is in Philly. I saw the schedule. It says at Washington. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Is that Gibson? Gibson off to the races. Gibson off to the races. Again, the Josh Sweat is start. I think they said Vinny Curry's going to start tomorrow. Derek Barnett's out. Again, Derek Barnett's out. Fletcher Cox is out. Duke Riley's out. There's just so many guys out tomorrow. Good play there by Malik Jackson. How accurate have the Madden Sims been this year? Not accurate at all. Remember when Carson had an amazing first half and then everything fell apart? Jesus. They haven't been that accurate, JP. Alex Smith. Okay. Incomplete pass. 3rd and goal. They have not been accurate at all. Well, with the record's been... Yeah, I mean, guys, we gotta be Redskins fans tomorrow night. I mean, we really don't have to be a fan of either team tomorrow night. Just watch the football game and be glad the season will be over after tomorrow. And Alex Smith finds McLaren in the back of the end zone for a touchdown. Like the Washington football team is going to go up 7-0. First drive of the game off a long run from Gibson. There's that man, Chase Young. That dude is ridiculously good. They didn't miss with that pick. Imagine having that guy playing for your team the next 8 years, 9, 10 years. So that's the thing. We're stuck if we win tomorrow, we can move up to like 8 or as far as 10. We're at 6 right now. If we lose, we can get a top 3 pick. Eagles lose tomorrow and some other teams lose, the Eagles can move up as far as number 3 in the draft. Yeah, there's no Chase Young, and yeah. If there is, we don't know about him. What's crazy is 3 teams could end 6-10. Yeah. For a while there, a 6-10 team could have won the division. Up until last week, a 6-10 team could have won the division. That's insane. And I honestly think they're going to realign. They're going to realign the way playoff teams make the playoffs. There's no way they're going to allow. They can't continue allowing 7 and 9 teams to make the playoffs. And then this year with the extra team making the playoffs, and the number 1 seed is the only one that gets the first round bye this year. Jalen Hurts in the shotgun, bunch to the left. And he scrambles to the right into the grasp of Montez Sweat. This defensive line is going to eat tomorrow. You've got Chase Young, Montez Sweat, Chase Young, Montez. They still got Ryan Kerrigan, who destroys the Eagles every time we play Washington. Excuse me. Buffalo versus Green Bay. I don't know. No, I don't know about Buffalo. You asked me something earlier, Kep. Who you got? The Super Bowl. Okay, you asked me about the Super Bowl. I think it's gonna be Kansas City. I think it's gonna be Kansas City and Green Bay. But the loss of David Bach, don't let that loss of David Bakhtiari go unnoticed. That Green Bay losing Bakhtiari is big. Okay, AJ, I could agree with that. Division winner should get a playoff, but they shouldn't be at home. It shouldn't seed that way. It should go based on record. I agree with you there. I don't know what Jalen Hurts is doing. This is probably what this team's going to look like tomorrow. No blocking. Chase Young, there's a Chase Young sack. Yeah, I'm going to say Green Bay and Kansas City. I don't know that anybody in the AFC. I mean, Seattle depends on what Seattle team shows up. I think Seattle's got a good shot. I think New Orleans got a good shot. I'm going to go Kansas City and New Orleans. I'm going to go KC and New Orleans. I'm going to go Kansas City and New Orleans. I don't think the Bucs got a shot. The Rams don't got a shot. Yeah, let the Saints get hot. Yeah, and that defense, the Saints defense is a hell of a lot better than people may think. Yeah, I just don't know that the Bills got enough on defense. Oh, Josh Allen's been phenomenal. Josh Allen has been phenomenal. They don't have a single running back who can play tomorrow. Who's that, Lewis? If Jenkins wins the Super Bowl, Howie definitely needs to go. Malcolm Jenkins wouldn't have helped the Eagles this year. As much as I loved Malcolm Jenkins, and we say Malcolm Jenkins' name one more time, Tom's ears are ringing. We all know how much Tom loves Malcolm Jenkins. Chiefs and Bucks. The Bucks. Nah. Saints. Oh, the Saints don't have a running back tomorrow? Oh, that's right. Alvin Kamara may be out for the playoffs. They said there's something. I read that today. Gibson again off the right side. It's going to be a first down. 7-0 here, Washington. 2:25 remaining in the first quarter. Malcolm had some Dawkins in him. What? I wouldn't go that far. Malcolm was a cover corner that transferred to say that Malcolm's good. Malcolm's good, and don't get me wrong. Love some Malcolm Jenkins, but he's not Brian Dawkins. There's only one Brian Dawkins. Michael Thomas could be out too. That's a high scoring game for 6-minute quarters, JP, but I see you. Oh, yeah, right. Because, running back. Yeah. Gibson up the middle, just eating. 6 rushes for 101 yards for Gibson. I mean, this is what it's going to look like tomorrow. There's nobody playing for this Eagles team tomorrow. Nobody. My DoorDash waiting for me. Coach of the year? Wow, what was that? Who was that? Was that Nickel Roby Coleman just letting the ball zip by him? Coach of the year? You go Sean McDermott? You go Sean McDermott in Buffalo? I think you give it to Sean McDermott. Ron Rivera? Hell no.
McDermott.
Alex Smith with a dot to McLaren.
McDermott.
You go Sean McDermott.
I mean, Rivera's in the conversation, but they didn't win enough games.
I mean, Morris, you've seen what the Eagles defense did without Fletcher Cox in the Cowboys game.
AJ, that's true. It's good to see it. It's good to see a Jim Johnson disciple doing well in Sean McDermott.
Bruce Arians?
They didn't win enough games, man. Their playoff hopes are on the line tomorrow. I mean, I give Coach of the Year nominees to teams that really improved and are big time, and that's
Buffalo
Bills.
You ready for Andy Reid to win another Super Bowl?
I don't know. I think Buffalo can run for their money at least.
And there's a fine across the middle to J.D. McKissick for Alex Smith. Alex Smith's second touchdown pass of the game. Washington up 14-0. Started the second quarter. Stefanski? Yeah, I'm going Sean McDermott. Jets are finally moving on from Adam Gase. I saw that today. Finally.
I don't know what else they needed to see to wait on that one.
Offensive ranks in the league. Last year he was 31st. This year he was 32nd. And he was labeled an offensive genius.
You know what's funny, Kep? Is they lead the league this year in opening drive possessions, scoring. Like opening drive scores.
Really?
Lead the league in it. Yep. How crazy is that? So the guy can write up a script to start your game, so he's smart there, but then he's not smart after that. And that's what we learned. Jets fans learned. We already knew this.
So who has the number 1 pick? Jacksonville?
Yes.
That's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. Like I said, I think Justin Fields made his case last night.
Yeah, I think they take Lawrence. It's a no-brainer for them.
Okay. So who we got second? The Jets.
Yes.
They're not taking a quarterback. They believe in Sam Darnold, right?
I don't know. That's not, that's not what's his face's guy. It's not their GM's guy.
Well, Justin Fields is there at 3. If we're at 3.
I think I would think the Jets. I think it's back-to-back quarterbacks. I would think.
Yeah. I don't know. I heard Jacksonville's looking at Urban Meyer. That makes sense. They thought he was going to get the Texas job, but Texas already hired their coach today. Texas already went and got a guy. Steve Sarkisian.
Yeah, they just keep cycling through names.
We do get Marquise Goodwin back next year. I forgot about Marquise Goodwin. There's somebody else too that opted out because of COVID. Or no. That was the linebacker that retired. That got traded to us, who I was excited about, and then he retired.
Mhm.
So yeah, he won't be back. 2nd and 1, great play call there. Boston Scott with a 4-yard loss. Heard he turned it. Sarkisian turned it down. I didn't hear that.
Did he? I mean, listen, they give a guy 4 years to try to change a program over. It's just not smart when you're talking about recruiting. You know what I mean? You got to give guys 6 years to try to change a program. 5 years.
It could be, Matthew. It could be. You guys could be right. I was half-heartedly looking at it while I was working. Jalen Hurts off the right side on 3rd and 5. He's going to be stopped short of the first down. 4th and 4. The Eagles are going to have to punt again. Already down 14-0. Looks like we're going to secure that top 6 pick at least. Yeah, I didn't hear another Sixers win, of course, because they're the best team in the league. Joel Embiid looking like he's supposed to, the best big man in the league.
Yeah, a lot of production from a lot of guys tonight.
Tobias Harris even looked like a grown man tonight. Can you believe it?
Yeah, it's 2 in a row for him. 2 in a row. We fake it here.
Yeah, Sarkisian was bad off for a while. It's always good to see, a guy get their stuff together. All about human life. Speaking of Trojans, I watched a little bit of the replay of the Rose Bowl, Penn State and USC. That game was phenomenal. Saquon went off. Darnold went off. Some of those names, now that I know the names now, that USC had, Darnold, Juju, Adoree Jackson. They even had, USC had Deontay Burnett.
Yep.
He caught a touchdown pass in that game. It was just funny, being a big Penn State football fan, how everybody was, no, Saquon ain't going that high. You don't take a running back that high. He was far and away the best player in the draft.
Yeah, you can make that argument now. I mean, the injury hurts him, but
he'll be fine. That dude is a freak. If there's anything on Saquon that's going to be just fine after some rehab, it's his damn legs.
Yeah, you would think so, right? Jeez.
They grab themselves a real offensive coordinator and fire Howie. That cap guru shit is ancient. I mean, no, there's still room for that, Kevin. There's still room for that. There's still room to crunch the numbers, but I don't the analytics and stuff like that. Like, no, yeah, I'm not that guy. I'm not a numbers guy. Like, numbers are needed, obviously, for cap reasons. But all that other nonsense, yeah, he just needs to sit. He just needs to be the accountant. That's all he needs to do. He just needs to sit in office, not be anywhere around nothing football related. Don't tell me you know what guys can do and what they can't on a football field, because you can't. You've proven it. You've proven that you don't know jack shit about football. Just go and crunch some numbers. Make sure you get some cap-friendly situation, and just that, and that's it. Leave it to John Dorsey. Leave it to Doug. Leave it to the football guys. Doug is here Doug is already coming back. They've already said he's coming back. But if next year if something ungodly happens and he gets fired, or he will be an NFL coach. Eric Bieniemy would love Eric Bieniemy, but he's not going to go from Kansas City offensive coordinator to a Philadelphia Eagle offensive coordinator. If Eric Bieniemy goes anywhere, he's going to be a head coach. Eric Bieniemy definitely deserves a shot at being a head coach somewhere. And we talk about Louis Riddick week in and week out. That guy deserves to be in a front office somewhere, scouting NFL talent and bringing players in. Jack shit. How about we let Howie Roseman go to the podium to make our number 3 overall pick?
Oh, wow. Wow, you really want to curse that pick? Jeez. I mean, it's like,
I would need something. Yeah, the play calling's been horrendous. The play calling's been absolutely horrendous. And And that was my biggest gripe about Andy Reid towards the end of his tenure. Is the play calling got bland. The play calling got predictable, big time predictable. Dan Orlovsky.
Yeah, I just don't. I mean, yeah, it's not. It hasn't been good this year at all. There's no way of running from that. But I put some of the offensive line struggles on that too.
Eric Bieniemy does well with dual threat QBs. If you have two QBs, you don't have one. This isn't college.
If Eric Bieniemy's going somewhere with a dual threat QB, he's going to go to Jacksonville, where they're going to draft Lawrence #1 overall. Like, why would he? What entices him to come here right now? It's just not real. It's just not realistic.
No, that's what I'm saying. We'll bring back Chip Kelly. I said it a couple weeks ago. We'll bring back Chip Kelly and have him in the kitchen making smoothies. We'll bring back the sports science gurus with the smoothies.
I want
keep people from getting injured.
I want Josh McCown or I will take a guy like Orlovsky. Like I want somebody in my
as an OC.
Yeah, I want somebody in my quarterback room that can help Carson. And Dan seems to relate to him well, but we know McCown does. So I would love to see like Josh McCown, either quarterback coach, offensive coordinator. I want him around my quarterback. I think he helped them. I think he did wonders for him last year, and I would like to see it. I would like to see it again. You know what I mean?
We got to find out if Jason Peters wants to coach too, because he's done as a player.
Yeah, the bye player. We need smoothies in for the injuries. You're right, Morris. Yeah,
Brian Dawkins has been a part of the team in some aspect. Last few years, I believe. Last 3 years, I believe.
Yeah, I just some of these guys just aren't built to coach though. They're great players and not always built to coach.
And sometimes terrible players are great coaches. Look at what's his name? The lefty QB for Dallas that he was. What the hell was his name?
The offense coordinator.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, he's a Boise State kid.
Yeah.
Yep, I know what you're talking about.
Seth Joyner. Like bringing up all these names. Ed Rendell, bring him in as one of the coaches. Kellen Moore. I don't know what that was, Jalen. 1st and 10. It's 14-0, 33 seconds remaining in the first half. Yeah, look at Doug. Doug was a terrible player.
Yep. That's why, even though McCown played, McCown helped Carson last year. So, I just think you need that voice in the room. Doug's got so many other things as a head coach to focus on too.
But he definitely needs to relinquish play calling duties. I know, son. Sixers are 5-1.
Let's go. Well said, Marquise. Well said, brother.
3rd and 5. I mean, the Sixers have been good. They should have done a hell of a lot better last year than what they did. And then the year, Kawhi Leonard hits that ridiculous buzzer beater. That was a year we could have done something too. After trust the process, like we've got, and then I can't stand all this talk about trade Ben. Oh no, trade Joel. Like, shut up. They're two of the best players in the league.
Seriously.
Well, Ben, and now all you ever hear, Ben can't shoot.
He makes plays. He makes plays.
I'm going to mute my mic so I smack my son. I just hope, and I know we're, it's an Eagles thing, but we could talk Philly all day. But I just hope as the year goes on, Joel Embiid has the propensity to be lazy and soft.
Yeah.
I just hope, and he always finds the most inopportune times to do it, namely the playoffs. Like, just keep that same energy throughout the whole year. That's my only gripe with Joel Embiid is when he gets lazy and soft. And Gibson, is this Gibson or is that Gibson?
Is that real?
Good Lord, they're running all over this defense.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think the veterans in here and the coaches keep these younger guys focused all year, and I think that's important. I think we're already seeing that early on. Don, they got a franchise goalie. That's what I think about the Flyers. I think they're going in the right direction. I'm excited.
They've got some players.
I'm excited for them to get started. This is mind blowing.
When you've got one of the best, I mean, it's always fun to watch goalie play. Good goalie play. Flyers haven't had good goalie play in a long time, and they've got. I don't know the roster top to bottom. I know they got some young guys that are really, really good. I'm kind of over Claude Giroux, but God, what Konechny? You got Nolan Patrick coming back from injury. You got some young kids that are really exciting to watch coming back from injury. Oscar Lindblom's going to be playing. I mean, they got some Flyers have got a nice roster. I'm interested to see how Gostisbehere and how he does this year after his abysmal year. Kevin Hayes. They've got some players.
Yep. They have a good young squad mixed with some good veterans, and a great young goalie. And we'll see. You know, I still think they need some more scoring, but that's fine. You know, let's let it play out a little bit. But I'm excited. Young talent, young goaltender. Definitely going in the right direction for sure.
Wait, they moved Sam Morin to wing?
Yeah.
Good Lord, I didn't know that. Okay, that's news to me.
Strange one. But
he was an offensive-minded defenseman, so maybe that translates well. I think, and that was their biggest issue. A lot of their defensemen are offensive-minded defensemen. So 17-0 on a field goal. Going into half, the Eagles will get the second half kickoff. It's going to be such a riveting game tomorrow in prime time. Who's all staying up to watch the whole game?
I will.
23 passing yards, 1 rushing yard for the Eagles in the first half.
I'm good for a train wreck on a nationally televised game.
As the announcers, what do you think? What do you think? Al Michaels and is Al Michaels doing them this year? I don't think he is. Yeah, he is, isn't he? And Chris Collinsworth. What do you think they're thinking? Oh, this is the game we get to call tomorrow night.
Yeah, it's riveting. Now, if you're a Washington fan, it's riveting. I get it. You know what I mean? You haven't been to the playoffs in a minute. Like, it's riveting. It's riveting for a team like that. Like, if we had a chance, then this game would be awesome. You know, if this came down for the division, like we all probably thought last week it was going to, especially jumping out to a 14-0 lead, right? You know, then
is the game in Philly tomorrow? I looked at the schedule and it said at Washington.
No, we're in Philly.
The schedule, I googled it before the show. It said at Washington. The schedule was wrong.
Yeah, because we opened in Washington.
You're right. We did. I should have remembered that.
It don't matter.
Because that was the start of it. We were winning the game. That was how the season would play out.
And it's how the season essentially ended, just with a different quarterback. Right? I mean, the season ended with a 17-3 lead.
Yep.
Started 17-3 lead against Washington. You blow that game. 17-3 lead against Dallas. You blow that game. So, I mean, it's a microcosm of the entire season. And for the first time, like I said, since 2015, I'm okay with it, Cap. Like, I'm fine with it at this point. Like, I need fresh faces in here, fresh talent, and just a breath of fresh air like I asked for the Sixers. But I need it in a youth movement for the Eagles, if that makes sense. Sixers, I needed it coaching-wise, front office, etc. I do want...
Y'all Philly haters really got to get some new material, man. The booing of Santa, the batteries. You know how long the batteries thing was ago? That was J.D. Drew years ago.
I was at that game when I was a young cat.
That was JD Drew years ago.
And if you knew what JD Drew did to us, you throw batteries at him too. So
if Wentz is leaving Philly, Justin Fields, let's go start type. Stop it. There's enough of that. There'll be enough of that going around on its own.
no. What are we doing? No.
I can't believe the talks about Ertz. Well, Ertz has changed his attitude. You got to blame that on him. He thinks he deserves top 3 and tight end money. You know how he played this year? Like crap. He played like what? He's got 330 some yards and what? 3 touchdowns? Or 1 touchdown? I forget. Does he even have? I don't even think he has 3 touchdowns.
Not many. Lewis says, am I questioning Jalen Hurts' effort? No, I questioned his effort on one play. I questioned his effort on the air quote fumble. That's the only time. I thought he could have made a better effort for that ball. You don't assume you're down. You don't assume that stuff.
There's another sack for Chase Young.
You don't leave anything up to the referees. You know what I mean? So I thought that little reach for the football was weak. I thought he could have got that football back in possession. And that's the only thing I thought I questioned. So no, because I think Lewis, like, you know what I mean? Like, I think Jalen's a great kid. Like, kids make mistakes. You could have questioned Trevor Lawrence's effort last night on his fumble. Listen, that shit happens. I don't want to overvalue it, if that makes sense. So I don't question his overall effort. I just question his effort in that specific play. But I feel like I've known the kid too well throughout his years of playing and going back to college that I just don't think that's his mentality. But listen, shit happens. He thought he was down, left it to the refs, and we see how that aged.
We know how fumbles with the Eagles and Cowboys go. Clear recovery.
Don't get me started on that game, Keps. Don't not get me started on that game.
No, I don't think Jalen Hurts. I don't think he thinks he's got the job in the bag. You know, he just got thrust into a situation, and then for a quarterback that's making $100 million a year, or $100 million, not $100 million a year, but $100 million. Like there's something to be said for that. Like there's no doubt about it. I'm starting to believe that Carson Wentz he'll be the starter next year because they're not going to be able to move him.
Well, I mean, I would assume tomorrow that it's going to be really hard to move the football.
Oh yeah.
Etc.
Jalen Hurts is going to be running for his life.
And I think it's going to be a bad game for him. Listen, I mean, every game people can spit me numbers all they effing freaking want. I don't care about your numbers. Okay. What I care about is
eye test.
The same thing and the same thing we cared about with quarterback number 1 to start the year. Turnovers, right? Completion percentage. I can't turn the football over at alarming rates. Jalen Hurts has turned the football over at alarming rates. If you look at his turnovers, I think 9 turnovers in 3 games. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
You're not winning games like that, and I know he's young. So I understand that, and that's why I don't crush him for it.
Somebody put up, I know you said numbers. Somebody put up, is that what you were talking about? They put up the stats, the first 3 games compared, the first 3 games for Carson, the first 3 games for Jalen Hurts.
Joke. You talking about meaningless football almost compared to meaningful football in the first 3 games of your season. I mean, listen, I like Jalen because he's an Eagle. You know what I mean? So I like Jalen Hurts, but like, I mean, let's call it what it is. It's not like he's been great. You can never tell me when a quarterback's completing 53% of his passes that he's been great. That's a special player. You can't tell me that. You cannot tell me that. Like, Lewis, he shouldn't be throwing the ball 40 times a game, but when you're getting your doors blown off, your defense can't get a stop, sort of where you're left at, right?
We just got to bring guys in. Come on. We just got to bring guys in, man. That's it. Got to draft guys, got to bring guys in, get guys healthy. Hopefully there's fans in the stands next season.
Well, Ben, we're hoping, Ben, when it comes to the Sixers, is to give you guys some simulations that and flyers moving forward. We hope to deliver that because both teams plan on it being way more what's the right wording here? I mean, you talk about Collinsworth and Michaels tomorrow night, Kep. That's like us right now. Like how you get hyped for this game. At least doing Sixers and Flyers.
Right.
At least we expect the Flyers to be good. Sixers look like they're real good. So I mean that makes it exciting to do it. Week 17 of this is like, oh my dome. You know what I mean? Week 15 against Arizona felt better than this.
And not too much longer pitchers and catchers report.
Soon. And that team's gonna stink. But whatever.
Poor Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper.
Never thought I'd feel bad for Bryce Harper. Is that funny saying that? Like because he was a national for so long. Like I never thought I'd feel bad for him.
I always loved Bryce Harper. Always.
I hated him. I love when Papelbon choked him out. A memory I fondly liked.
Because I was once a Bryce Harper type, like just talk shit, really good at baseball, just talk crap and just have an attitude. And Bryce Harper's changed a lot since he first came in the league.
No, you're right. I mean, you can't judge a kid by 19 years old. You can't judge a kid by 20.
I mean, not just but a kid of his type. Yeah, his stature, the hype, and just everything that came with him.
LeBron, it's like LeBron of baseball. Covers of Sports Illustrated at 16 years old. I love Bryce Harper. Now, Bryce Harper's affiliate. This is what happens. You come to my city, my door is always wide open for you.
What about Sidney Crosby? What if he became a Flyer?
That's my guy.
Oh my God!
Come on, Cap. I mean, I hate you because you're my rival. Like I like DeMarco Murray for half a second.
for as long as he was here, half a second.
until that first whatever the frick it was, sweep or outside zone run to him.
Out of bounds.
When he looked like it took him 20 minutes to get to the outside past the tackle. Yeah, then I started not liking him real quick. But you know what I'm saying, though. You know what I mean? You come here, all right. That's me telling me you like us a little bit. So come on over.
Howie drafts a long snapper in the first round, best in the country from the Pac-12.
You know what's funny? Like Howie could draft Smith, who I love. Howie could draft Sartain, who I love. Howie could draft Chase, who I'm high on too.
We're taking the best kicker in the country, and they're cutting Jake Elliott.
I still think he misses. Like he could take Sartain, and I love Sartain. I think it'll be a miss. He could take Devontae Smith. I love Devontae. Yep. I think
if he has anything to do with the player taken.
Yeah, I almost feel like this. Well, Don, I don't care wherever Ramuto goes and it's not here. I don't care. Like I'm mad, and it's not because like
I'm not mad at I'm not mad at Real Muto. I'm mad at John Middleton.
Big time.
Because they have the money to re-sign him. They have the money.
Mm-hmm.
But he wants to act like he's broke. John Middleton wants to act like he's broke and can't sign the best catcher in baseball. Hey, we did bring in a reliever. Did you see that? We did bring in a reliever.
Yeah, whoop the freaking do. I mean, he did have success before, and
we did extend Knapp.
Extended the backup catcher, and I like it. But like this guy needs to grow up. Like this guy should be inked up, and Didi should be inked up. Like both them guys should be inked up. So Gore should be playing second. I don't need freaking Scott Kingery in my goddamn lineup. Grow up, and get me a damn bullpen.
You don't like Scott Kingery?
I'm not a freaking Kingery cat. Freaking launch angle jackass. You're 5'9". Square it up. Stop trying to hit everything underneath the baseball. All right? I like Scott, but he's not good defensively like they told me he was at second. Segura, better defender.
Oh, yeah.
And he doesn't swing it like I thought he was swinging. So
I'm excited to see a whole season of Alec Boehm, though.
Factual. Absolutely. Now, he'll play third, obviously, but he might play a little first. That's why, until Hoskins is back, right, Cap? That's why to me, I need Didi back because then I can play Kingery at second, right? You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
Because I'm not trying to get rid of him. I can put Kingery at second, and then I could put Segura at third, and I can put Bomb at first.
And they've got some talent too. A lot of those young guys. So it's not like a lot of people think that there's no talent in the farm system, but there is. Jalen Hurts running loose.
Yeah, I mean, there's talent.
Yeah, that Dave Dombrowski hire is yeah.
I just don't think he comes here unless he knew Middleton was going to let him do what he wants to do. I don't find how he comes here. But listen, he could. He could. I mean, I just don't know how you come here and you're not making the decisions you want to make. And I don't know why you wouldn't give JT Realmuto wherever he wanted, because the NL is going to have a DH. So give him whatever the fuck he wants. Because if the knees aren't there, you Joe Mauer it, where you put him at first or you DH him. I mean, come on. Grow up. It's a horrendous pass.
I think Hoskins does a lot of the DHing.
He will this year. He will.
I don't know that JT Realmuto, like that guy, he's just a man's man. He's just a prototypical catcher, man.
Yeah, but like if he's 35 in this deal and you don't catch him every night, you don't have to. That's all it is. Like, so you don't have to feel like, oh, well, you shouldn't pay a catcher that old. Like, look at Yachty, right? I mean, look around. Yachty's freaking 50. I mean, Yachty believes 50, and he still catches a high level and catching 130 a year. You know what I mean, Cap? So I don't buy into it in 2020, even 2021. Now I don't buy into like that stuff that happened in the 90s, with like sports science and all the stuff that goes into players' health. Like, guys' careers are longer now. You know what I mean? So just give the guy what he wants. You told me stupid money. The Padres said,
that was your word, stupid money. Oh my God, the Padres. Oh my
hold
God,
my beer, the stupid money. They said, hold my beer. Hey, stupid money. We'll play stupid money game. Best team in the NL.
I know Blake Snell personally from Twitch.
I know Blake Snell personally from DMing.
Oh yeah,
he got mad at me. That's what happens. It's been happening a lot recently.
You want his cell phone number?
He gave me his number. We never talked though. I would like.
He's a hell of a guy, man. He's a hell of a guy.
But I was critical of him, Cap, because before the season started, we were all going through a lot, right? And I didn't need to hear, right? He was my crumb of the day, because I didn't need to hear
his contract stuff.
I want what's mine, right?
Yeah.
Newsflash, Blake. I love you, and I said this to him. I love you. Time and place. Right? You got people out of work. People are struggling. You want yours. You can't take $7 million for a shortened season. Grow up. I said, grow up. All right. I was mad, and he inboxed me like, you don't understand. And then we went back and forth. He's like, I'd like to talk to you, Tom. We never got around to talking, but like, I respect them. You know what I mean? It's not like, I like when guys come in and crumb it a day and they don't get upset. Like, he was just like, hey, man, you don't understand it. I don't want to do any radio stuff, but like, this is the situation. You know what I mean? And I was like, listen, I get it. You know what I mean? I get your side. Dan Orlovsky wants to come in my DM because he's crumbing a day, right? Aqib Talib wants to come in the DM because he's crumbing a day. Or no, he wasn't crumbing a day. He just didn't like a picture.
Yeah. He didn't like the critiquing we gave him.
But I like this stuff. I don't like Aqib Talib once, but I like that Blake Snell was a man and came in. Went right to the DMs.
A2D wasn't the first time Blake had some. He had because he's very open. He's just like the rest of us. Just because he's a high profile athlete, and obviously he's a high profile athlete, so everything he says gets magnified 100 times. When he called, when he said Tommy Pham was traded for a slapdick prospect.
Well, listen, man, you gotta talk to Blake. I mean, get him on before the season starts.
I probably could.
He knows me. He said no radio to me. Exactly who I am. Crumbing it down, and now I pray, and then I praised them, gave him a lot of love in the World Series because I crushed Kevin Cash because he's a jackass.
Oh yeah, yep.
Jackass. Freaking micromanage Game 7, you moron. Blake Snell's a Cy Young Award winner. You give him the ball and you ride him. If he throws 200 pitches, he throws 200 pitches. You idiot. So you threw him 50 pitches and then dealt him. You morons. You morons. You worry about his arm and all the extra crap, and then you dealt him, you idiot. You idiot. I like Blake, though.
They can get as high as 3, JW.
Sorry,
They can get as high as 3.
Get off Eagles. Our bad. This is what we can do here. There's still 3 minutes left in this game. When is this game going to end? Like, I'm so over Eagles. Is that like?
Right. We're talking more Phillies and Sixers and Flyers.
Just breath of fresh air stuff. Like even Philly.
We'll go back to Blake to touch on it. My first personal interaction with Blake, other than Twitch, like we would talk on Twitch, in his stream, in my stream, whatever. I would talk trash to him about, Bryce Harper, this, that, and the third. Bryce Harper's going to take you deep. And one of the first spring training games was the Rays versus the Phillies. And he struck Bryce out on 3 pitches. This little bastard, before he even probably got in the shower, DM'd me the 3-pitch highlight of him striking out Bryce.
he went highlight? He went
highlight on me, right into my DMs, right after he got taken out of the game. Like, I'm serious. Like, he had to have been walking to the clubhouse. He had to have been walking through the tunnel to go back to take a shower after his 1 1/3 inning or whatever he pitched that spring training game. But he DM'd me the highlight video of him striking out Bryce on 3 pitches.
That's why I love baseball players, Cap. I'm a baseball guy at heart, and that's why I love baseball players, because baseball players are the most down-to-earth guys you'll ever get. Like, we had Gowan and Smeltzer on, Zach Gowan for the Rays and Devin Smeltzer for the Twins, because one of the guys here sweeps. He coached them in high school, so I already had a relationship with them guys. They're the most down-to-earth guys you're going to talk to. You forget you're talking to a pro athlete sometimes.
Yep.
Like, you know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, we've had a ton of great interviews, and there's tons of great guys in all sports. But, like, the majority of baseball players that you talk to are just more like, you find like they do more shit like you do. It's weird.
There's a lot of pro baseball players on Twitch. A lot of them stream.
Pro baseball players don't get the fame, essentially, as much as other sports, too. And they do, but they don't. Does that make sense to people?
There's not as many divas in baseball.
No, they're out there. Like Josh Donaldson's I've heard a lot of funny stories about him just being a diva. Like, hit a homer, say nobody hits a ball further than me. And he comes back to the dugout. Like, that's douchebag stuff. That's guys that I'll take a fungo to the back of their kneecap. But like, most of them are, you're right. Most of them are down to earth, and they're just good. They're good dudes, and they don't have that. They don't have the diva in them because they don't have as much of the fame in them, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I've talked to Trevor May a bunch.
And think about it, like, most baseball players have to work their way up, no matter what, even when they do get drafted, right, Cap? So
I never knew how terrible minor league ball players are treated. Even other than the guys that are drafted in the first couple rounds that get that, ridiculous signing bonus and whatever else. But other guys, minor league ball players, it's atrocious how they get treated in the money they make.
I work with a couple of them, and you see it. You know what I mean? You see it. The best thing they get kept is to go to the Dominican or go play, or go to a winter ball in the DR or a different country. That's the best thing the minor league guys get. They don't get nothing better than that. That's all they get good, because their season's brutal. I mean, they would take anything right now just to play again, but their season's brutal. It's going to be a weird year for the Phillies. I'm interested to see, because that's really going to ramp up here in the next coming weeks, is what their roster is going to start to look like. And
we know the bullpen's going to stink.
Yeah, I mean, we did add one better arm. I'm curious to see what they do. I really am. I can't see Dabrowski just being a lame duck and coming in here with a half-ass roster. If that's the case, you're going to see the biggest crumb of the day videos of all time of Major League Baseball fucking collusion. All right? It'll be Collusion City. Collusion City. All right? Because I know Dabrowski's in on the Nashville deal. So he better come in here and spend money. You hear me? Or it's going to be Collusion City out of me. You guys are going to get upset with me. Tom, you're a conspiracy theorist. You got to stop watching YouTube so much. You know what I mean? And I'll tell you, then I'm really going to be upset. I didn't want to waste his money. I see you.
Well, the Madden simulation is going to have the Redskins winning 17-7.
Oh, wow.
Enjoy the football game tomorrow night. Prime time Sunday night football. Just root for the Redskins.
Does that get you excited?
Just root for the Redskins.
That gets you excited, guys.
I think tomorrow I might rearrange my sock drawer instead of watch this damn game.
We sure got to do live reactions to it. But I think it's going to turn into a lot of Sixers talk, honestly.
Sixers do play again tomorrow, don't they?
No, they play Monday.
Okay.
Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. Wednesday, Thursday, they're back to back. They got the Nets on Thursday.
What if the Giants win? Doesn't matter. If the Redskins win, the Redskins win the division.
Yep.
Giants win, Eagles win, Giants win the division.
And that is the game.
Eagles win, Cowboys win the division. So Cowboys fans will be Eagles fans tomorrow for whatever. I guess so they could just brag about winning the division at 7-9, which is awful. And I said that going back that if the Eagles won the division, I wouldn't say nothing to nobody because the division is abysmal from top to bottom.
Absolutely.
But there you guys have it. The Madden simulation. We did a lot of talking, not too much commentating. I'm going to assume tomorrow night Chris Collinsworth and Al Michaels talk a lot more about the rest of the NFL than they do the actual game they're going to be doing. There might be some Carson Wentz talk. There's going to be, Miles Sanders ain't playing, so you're not going to hear about how he backed up Saquon at Penn State. So I don't know what the hell they're going to talk about tomorrow night, but it sure as hell isn't going to be this game. They're probably going to talk about everything else. They'll talk about COVID. We'll talk about all other kinds of stuff other than this game, I'm pretty sure. But the Eagles can get as high as 3, and then if they win, they could be as far out as 10. So between losing and possibly getting the number 3 pick, as I look at the stats, the Eagles had 37 passing yards and 60 rushing yards. Washington rushed for 208, which is probably a good possibility tomorrow. With no Fletcher Cox, no Derek Barnett. But so obviously I'm going to watch the game tomorrow. It's the last game of the year. Whatever. I'm going to be more interested in the Sixers, and then the Flyers don't start till January 13th. So we got a couple more weeks till the Flyers start. This was the last Keps Corner as far as the Eagles stuff goes. I know there was talks about me possibly doing it for the NBA and the NHL. We'll have to see how that turns out. Tom, it's been a blast. It's been a blast doing this with you. I appreciate you doing this with me because it was originally just supposed to be me, and I was like, "What? I ain't done this before." Like, so I appreciate you doing it with me. I wish we would be talking playoff football, but we got a long off season to look forward to after tomorrow night. A lot of things to look forward to as far as that goes. Front office stuff, coaching staff stuff, who they're going to bring in as defensive coordinator, who they're going to bring in to call plays. What's Howie's role going to be? What do they do with Carson and Jalen? What do they do in the draft? There's a lot to look forward to with this football team at the end of a terrible year.
Yep, absolutely. So,
guys, I appreciate it. Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, Twitch. These were my shows. This podcast, Keps Corner, is brought to you by All Campus OC, allcampusoc.com on the Ocean City Boardwalk between 10th and 11th Street. Use code A2D or Keps Corner for 15% off your hats and apparel. You guys can find me on Twitch, twitch.tv/big_Kep13. I stream Madden, talk a lot of trash, talk a lot of real life stuff. Well, I talk about a lot, but if you want to check me out over there, Tom, I'll get with you and John to find out where we go from here with the NBA and NHL. And I look forward to that. And I'm still going to watch you guys. You guys have shows every day, so I enjoy watching the shows, even when I'm not a part of them. So I sit here and laugh and shake my head, and it's been a hell of a time, especially doing this with you.
Yeah. Got you,
And some other things, some other things down the pipeline. I know for you and A2D. So hopefully we start to trend forward and turning this thing into something really, really big.
That's the goal. Let's go.
So I appreciate everybody tuning in. I'm Big Kep. That man over there who his face is still a little swollen from smacking himself with his headset.
Guys, enjoy this little 2020 review from A2D on the way out. And then stay tuned in this very ring coming up here, 10:15, right after us. So lock in for all my wrestling peeps. And
stay tuned for that. Brody Lee, man.
Rest in peace, Brody.
Wrestling family's lost a couple people this year.
Yeah, they have. Enjoy this, fam. Cat.
Y'all be easy, man. Be kind. Stay blessed. Much love. We're out.
What's up, family? This is AM and the PM, only on A2D radio, and I can strongly say to the people, and I'm pretty confident saying this, maybe the last in-studio show for a while, the NBA officially shut down as of minutes ago.
Feet left. What?
Fucking done! I'm done! I'm fucking done with this!
What? What is going on?
I cannot believe this shit, bro.
Pack your bags now, Howie. If that's your pick. If that's your pick, pack your bag. Disgusting. Ooh, Howie ain't gonna miss. Howie don't. This is Howie, guys.
It fucking hurts!
More than she already is.
Oh, and she destroyed. What the hell is this?
Oh yeah!
What the hell? What the hell was that? What's fucking going on here?
The only thing I can do is go drown myself now because I lost. There's no way.
Balls. Oh, he's got a hold it. He's moving a little too fast. Oh, he punched through. Good time. I'm sure he's not hurt. He really punched through. Right. All right. Be nervous too, Diane. I didn't see him come up to the water, and I thought maybe I was wrong for a minute, but you can see the way he punched through, and I'm sure we'll see it in slow motion. Now he falls. This is what gives him the control. Now you see what he does right here. He kicks through, and that's what got him down safely.
There's Lee. Oh, Jesus Christ. You see that dog? You see Korner?
So, Ben, help me out. Just shoot the ball. Work on what you're not good at and come back and help this city out. If not, take you and your sister that's always on Twitter that got something to say about my city and get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here.
I told you they loved them. I told you they loved them. You thought it was smoke and mirrors time. I told you they loved them.
The gadget toy. We got a little spinner. We were looking for a PlayStation 5. We got a fucking spinner around. That's what we came in here. Wait all this time for.
Here we go. Here we go! Daddy!
What's up, fam? Welcome to A2D Radio.
And he missed it.
You missed it. Do you believe this shit?
Missed it. Missed it. That's, you know what that's for? That's for the guy that said, yeah, looks like go screw Wilson. Fucking moron. Good work, buddy. Mushed that one, didn't you? Fuck. Woo. Oh, my God. Old mush mouth.
Matt, you know what you need to do one night, though? Like, down the road, you just need to come sleep over one night again. Like, not like nothing sexual, family. You know?
If I get 5 women and they're all in the same room with me, we're going at it at 110%.
I'm in a warehouse at UPS 50, 60 hours a week, so you blow me out of the water.
You're in a whorehouse?
Warehouse.
Oh, warehouse.
I work at UPS.
Who wants to make a damn play up front?
There we go.
Strip that!
There we go.
Got him! Is that BG? Is that BG? 20s, buddy. They got the best turfs around. I ain't going.
And there's DK Metcalf up the seam, and he's gone. He's gone. There was nobody around him. I don't know who was supposed to be covering him, but DK Metcalf is gone.
People say Madden's unrealistic.
Frank Vespi of the Fix in the Piece. Oh my God!
Oh.
What the fuck are you wearing, Frank?
I love it because every time you do it, I don't even know if you know you're doing it. You do the duck lips. You're like,
Oh my goodness.
I love it, man. I love being here. It's fucking awesome. I'm a little passionate right now. It's beautiful. It's August playoff hockey. Fucking crack it like Will Ferrell. Let's go.
Jake, you want triple dick for
In the arms of the angel, fly away from here, from this dark, cold hotel room.